We're going to start today by putting our name on the back of our big white paper. I'm going to flip it over. Oh my gosh, I already made a mess. My paper went in my paint. Good thing I have a paper towel to kind of wipe that up right away. So today we are going to be mixing colors, but you have to have the 3 primary colors on your paper too. So to make sure I don't forget that, I'm going to start with the primary colors. I like to use the bigger brush first, and we are making something abstract, which means it might not look like a house or outside or my favorite animal. It might just be shapes and lines and designs. Every time I switch colors, my brush goes in the cup. And as you can see, well, you can't see very well, but my brush is all the way in, and I am rubbing that brush on the bottom of the cup to get the paint off. I rub it on the side of the cup to get the water off, and I can see that there's not a lot of paint on there, so it's pretty clean. You can squeeze out the water that's still in there if you want, or if you want to get a paper towel and kind of wipe off the water, that will help so your paint isn't so runny. So I'm again going to use one of those primary colors, using my big brush, filling in that space nice, trying to get rid of the white where I'm working. Oh, I might put a circle on the end of that. So I'm not really thinking of anything I'm making, I'm just painting. Rubbing that brush, wiping. I'm going to add a little blue, and then we're going to do a little mixing. On the smartboard, the mixing sheet will stay up there. So if you need help making those new colors, you can look on the smartboard. The first color I'm going to try to mix is green. My brush is already full of blue. So I'm going to take a little dot of blue and I'm going to put it in between my yellow and green. So I'm taking just a little bit of it. On the smartboard you see that there's a tiny blue dot and a big dot of yellow. So I'm going to scoop quite a bit of yellow, bring it over, and mix it. Awesome! There's my first mixed color, my secondary color. So I'm going to paint a little bit with this green. I'm going to wash my brush. The next color I'm going to mix is going to be with red and yellow. Lots of yellow. Tiny little bit of red. What's this going to make? Awesome. That is a pretty dark orange. If I put that on my paper, slide that up so you can see it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. If you don't like how a color looks, you can add some more of a different color. If I add more of that yellow, it's going to get a little bit lighter. So your goal today, remember, is to use all the colors, all 6, and to make the white disappear. So that means you want to fill up this paper today. So some of you, that means you probably won't have time to talk. Red and blue is my last color. See how I still have all 6 colors on my plate? That way I can make more of that color on my paper. If you run out of the color, mix more. Today you also have a tiny brush. So I left the tiny brushes at your tables to add details. So if you have all the colors on your paper, you could go back and make patterns or paint more pictures on them. Every time I switch colors, I'm washing that brush really well. So have fun today. Fill up that paper. When you are finished, it is going to go in the drying rack.